Hey everyone, welcome back to Side 9. I am Gundam.
And I'm Fulminatus.
You know what time it is, and if you don't know, please notice it has been about 3 months since the release of GDO 2. Since we're in the new quarter, we have 2 new starter decks to talk about.
We also got a new booster too, but that's at the end of the month.
Anyways, if you're still fighting, even fighting right now, please give this video a like and subscribe, and let us know which of the... Is that 12 pilots? Is your favorite.
Gone are the days of 2 unique pilots at 4 copies each.
Gundam Exia. New year, new purple boss. It has the L-Strike stat line at 4-4 for 4 at level 5. So we're on right there. When it gets paired, you mill 2. And if one of those is a CB trait, which is 84% of this deck, you can draw 1. We also have the ability to set one of our resources as active at the end of the turn as long as there are 7 or more CB cards in the trash. Overall, not too shabby. This is unlocking several avenues that rewards you. Pretty good stats, a cantrip for playing your pilot, just like Banage Links, alongside extending the use out of your resources, dubious as that use may be.
So Exia is a pretty self-fulfilling machine. Literally. So what could its link possibly be doing? Well, I hope you like stats. Setsuna FC is your generic level 4 1-cost pilot that grants you +2/+1 in stats. In addition, you get +1 AP on attack. But if you meet the Exia condition of 7 or more CBs and trash, all your units get +1 AP. A pretty generic anthem. Normally, the flagship starter LR synergizes incredibly well with their pilot. RX-78 with Amuro sets up your trade to activate its repair. Gundam Barbados 4th form Mikazuki gives us the self-ping to allow suppression, and this pairing with Exia and Setsuna, well, it just gives you a bunch of stats. No real synergy, just stats. Not like that's innately a bad thing, but it's cool to see the flagship starter LR function on its own alongside its pilot doing the same.
Finally, some green mid-range that's good. Gundam Dynamis is a level 4 3-cost unit, a line that already has fierce competition, and at first glance, its 2 AP and 4 HP makes it look like a dud. But like any good card with text, it's more than redeemed by its effect. During your turn, if it destroys an enemy unit with battle damage, it heals 2. Then, during Link, it gets +2 AP. A 4-4 that heals for 2 every turn? That sounds like a pretty good card. I wonder if there's a precedent for that.
It's our favorite pretty boy sniper. Lock-On has the standard line of dedicated pilot at level 4 1 cost, and the coveted stat line of +1/+2. When paired with a CB unit, he enables his suit to attack a unit of equal or lower level than the suit he's on. This allows him to force value trades immediately when linking, and he's scalable to almost any CB suit. When combined with the Dynamis above, this makes for one of the strongest tempo takes currently in the game, largely reserved for the class of linking an Amuro with an RX-78.
Earlier in the script, I mentioned how the extra resource LRX... Keep that in somehow. Earlier in the script, I mentioned how the extra resource Exia LR gives you dubious value. And we mean it. Armed Intervention is a 1-cost at level 4 that during action timing allows you to redirect an opponent's attack into one of your rested CB units. A purple blocker. What is Gujin doing here? Jokes aside, this is a completely okay combat trick. This will likely mess up the opponent's combat math a little, but you are committing a full card from hand to do so. However, since the Exia play pattern gives us the ability to play this card for 0 cost, we may as well run it for the few blowout scenarios that this card enables. Oh, it also has Burst Draw 1, potentially as non-relevant as the ping from Fatal Strike.
Who up greening their Zell? Gundam Kyrios is a level 3 2-cost with 2 AP and 3 HP. During your turn, while you have a CB pilot in play, it gets AP +2. So it becomes a base Rezell during your turn and has a link with Alleluia. We are tempted to call this a better Rezell, but the downside of the additional 2 AP being on the player's turn only could change our opinion, giving a lot more playtesting.
Yes. The other piece that turns an otherwise potentially maybe probably worse Rezell into an absolute menace. Alleluia Haptism is a level 3 1-cost pilot that grants +1/+1 in stats, missing a stat on either side from the best pilot offering at level 4. However, during your turn when you have a CB Link unit in play, the unit it is attached to can't receive battle damage from enemy units with 3 or less AP. Strong stuff. This deck now has more than one angle of picking off units and having not much trouble doing so. Something that has remained clear in Gundam is that we are looking to maximize those early trades, and if we're able to do that without losing any HP in the process, we have a clear winner.
Tierra Erde reads generic, plays generic, but has strong fundamentals. At level 4 and 1 cost, we're only getting that +1/+1 pump. But when the unit it's attached to is destroyed during the opponent's turn, we draw one. Whether it's generically pairing this card to any CB unit or going for specific links, Tierra surely swings both ways.
Welcome to the section of the script where I, Gundam, tell you something you have never heard before in Gundam Card Game. Aggro is good. So what if we had a shiny new base that can help stem the bleeding a little bit? Ptolemy has a standard base fare with 5 HP and level 2 for 1 cost. When a rested CB unit is in play, this base can't receive battle damage from enemy units that are level 3 or lower, other than unit tokens. Aggro is dead, but not really. Just a little pothole in the road they need to maneuver around if you're running this base. Dami Mommy with no smuggler.
On rate vanilla, but flipped.
Booty Bay bot.
Conditional Rick Dom, but linkable.
Rick Dom minus blocker equals bad.
Welcome to the gun tank zone.
Who up fataling, they strike.
The poster boy of the new booster, Gundam Exia Trans Am. It's on the tall side at level 7 6 cost, but it has a monstrous 6 AP and then 4 HP. He also comes packaged with innate suppression, and when he destroys a card in the shield zone, base or shield, while you have 10 or more CB cards trashed, he just outright destroys a unit. Gone. Finished. Elbozoed. If I had to sum up LR Exia in one word, it would be scary. While it has to connect to at least a card in your opponent's shield area, it can either be one base or 2 shields. This card is probably the strongest example currently in the game of a card that has the touch of death, where it likely wins if it connects at all. This pretty fantastically top ends the CB value and tempo strategy by playing a unit seeking to end the game before the rest of the deck loses the scaling game.
GN armor links with any CB trait. Acronyms are hard. At level 6 and for 4 resources, we are getting a 5 AP, 4 HP blocker. Of course, the obvious comparison here is directly to vanilla Virtue out of the starter. While the 2 cards share the same stat line, GN armor has blocker, albeit at 1 more level and cost. The real sauce though is tucked away in the bottom left corner. This card can link with any CB trait pilot. Given that this deck has shown us 4 unique pilots, I'm glad that the Bandai devs have thrown us a bone to allow generic links for less optimal hands.
Gundam Kyrios Booster Edition is a level 5 3 cost. A little late for what CB is cooking, but an Alleluia link is nothing to scoff at. At 5 AP and 3 HP, it's on rate but fragile. But the power lies in the ability where during link, when it destroys a unit with battle damage on your turn, you deal 1 damage to all enemy units that are level 3 or less. It's reminiscent of Starter Deck Star, Gundam Heavy Arms, who's been Pineapple Apple pinned to Cheng Wu Fei, allowing Kyrios to tamp down wide but fragile boards.
When we finally weigh everything Gundam Card Game's 7th starter deck is actually doing, we find ourselves often thinking about the level 3 Gundam Kyrios link and the level 4 Gundam Dynamis link. As outlined, these both are incredible ways to establish and hold your board as you move up in levels.
Even in the case you don't draw into your specific links, the CB pilots are all surprisingly generic, giving us a much needed boost to basically any unit we're pairing.
But with all that, I think we're done fighting. Please stay tuned for our next video, where I'll finally be Real again, and we'll talk about Starter Deck 08, Flash of Radiance. And we'll see you next mission.
I am never saying who up Xing they Y in a video